what I'm going to do is pull up our presentation as well as I'll share that with all of you via the screen, and then we'll walk through a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Really, today I'm just going to provide updates for everybody from the department and from the division. We have some upcoming events. We have some activities, as well as walking you through our new web pages a little bit so you can see some of the new content that we've put up for you. So just for some, just to introduce everything and do some housekeeping items, my name is Lindsay Sin. I'm the Deputy Secretary for Women Veterans Affairs here at the California Department of Veterans Affairs, the state agency for veterans benefits. And today is Tuesday, September 8th. I hope everyone had a great Labor Day. And welcome back to the beginning of the work week for us. I'm sharing the screen right now, so you should be able to see the title page of the presentation. Can someone confirm with me that you can see our PowerPoint Women Veterans Statewide phone call?
Yes.
Does everyone see that? Is that a no?
Yes, ma'am.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm still logging in.
Okay, so you'll see that as soon as you log in. So as long as it's visible, we're good. Just a few housekeeping reminders. Please mute your phones for the call so that there's no feedback or reverberation for everyone. At the end of this call, towards the end of the presentation, we will have plenty of time for questions and answers. If you have specific questions about the department or about what you've seen in the presentation, we're happy to answer that. And then if you have questions that are of a personal nature or things you need to discuss with us individually about perhaps something going on with you personally, we're happy to help with that, but we'll have you contact us after the presentation is over. So this is our monthly webinar series. We do this typically at the first Monday of every month at 10 a.m., and this is an hour-long phone call from 10 to 11. Each month we feature a different topic, and it could be about a new program. It could be about a certain type of benefit for women veterans. It could be about a new book that's out about women veterans or about a new resource that you may not have known about. Anyone is welcome to join this call. You can join this call if you're a woman who is serving or has served in the military. You can join this call if you're not a woman veteran, if you're just interested in some of our topic ideas, or if you're an advocate or service provider. We welcome anyone and everyone. We also consistently look for new suggestions for topics. If you have a new program or an idea that you'd like to discuss or throw our way, please get a hold of our division and we'll be happy to try and accommodate your topic. We definitely want to share as much information here as possible for women all throughout California. And so today, like I said, we're going to discuss a little bit about updates from our end, just to do a check-in so you guys know what we're doing here at the department, and also talk a little bit about our new website and our new web pages and content. You can also you can also ask any questions or provide any information you want through our chat window. The chat window is available for anybody on the webinar. For those of you that have called in and are not able to view the webinar, you can either go to joinme/calvet women vets, or you can go to our website, to our monthly webinar pages, and find the link there. Otherwise, you can always revisit this webinar once it's archived and available on our website.
It won't let me log in.
Okay. Yeah, Davinia, we'll have to get somebody to help you personally with that. So you're going to have to wait 1 second. I'll see if I can get someone to help you. Okay, so an overview of what we're going to discuss today. I'm going to go through a little bit about our new website and our new web pages. We're also going to talk about some activities that we've been working on throughout this year for women vets to give you some updates. We'll cover upcoming events, and then I'll talk a little bit about the rest of the department and other programs and what we're doing these days, and then we'll reserve some time for Q&A. Okay, so just to cover a little bit about our new pages, for the last 3 months or so, actually this is really a project that's taken us about 6 months we came out to all of you in the community and ran a survey, and we've got about 250 respondents. Really what we asked was what you wanted to see content-wise on our website, what you wanted to see in our social media pages from our Facebook page, and how we could deliver better information to you through web pages and then through social media. And so based on the information you provided, which we so appreciated, we've created some new pages for women veterans that we hope are a little easier for you all to navigate and that provide some updated information that applies directly to you and your experiences. And so on the new web page, which has the same URL, which is just calvet.ca.gov/womenvet, we have some new pictures that we'll be rotating out so you can kind of see what we're doing throughout the year. Right below that, we've got 6 new kind of topical areas that you can select. If you click on one of these areas, it'll take you to those web pages, and then web pages within that for more information. So our new topics that you can visit from our website are advocacy and assistance for women veterans. We have a section called Around California that I'll explain in a little bit. We have a section about employment and entrepreneurship. We have outreach and information. We have a resources section and women's health. And then you can also download our roster or fill out our roster electronically so that you can be part of our listserv if you're not currently on there. So for outreach and information, to start a little bit, this is what the outreach and information page looks like. I'll walk us through some of these pages too, in addition to using this PowerPoint presentation. And what I really want to highlight here is that if you're looking as a service provider or an organization to get materials out to women veterans in California, this is the page where you can do that. You've got, you can download our Women Veterans Outreach Toolkit, which is really for organizations and service providers to reach out to women in their area. You can download our Women Veteran pamphlets that basically have our roster information and a little bit about benefits and contact information for women vets. Or you can even download our button for our roster so that through this button right here, you can put that on your website so that women know how to sign up for a roster from your website. And then below, we also have data and statistics. That's an older page, but we've updated the content. Likewise, our Women's Military History Week celebration that we do every 3rd week of March, we've cleaned that page up a little bit and archived it here from outreach and information. And then our past conferences that we did in the past, we also cleaned that up a little bit, and that's also archived from this page. Any future events that we do, potential conferences or Women's Military History Week events, we will create new pages for those to make that information easily accessible to you. Our new page, one of the new pages we've created is on women's health. We want to provide as much information to women veterans as possible regarding health and mental health care. And so there's some key features to this page that I think are going to be helpful for women in the future. This includes a link to the MyCalvet Healthcare database. So we've created a service provider database from our web pages here at the department, and from there you can use this first link, MyCalvet Healthcare, and search our service provider database for a service provider in your area. You can enter a zip code, you can enter just a few details there and get information specifically about healthcare facility or office that you may need assistance from. There's also, the second link is about mental health care. So you can also look at the database that we have and search for mental health care services as well, including certified therapists. There's also information on here about a facility search for U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. If you're not sure where the closest medical center or clinic, outreach clinic is to you, then you can search our link below here, below the title of U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and find the closest VA facility. You can also find the information for the Women Veteran Program Manager at your closest facility, and hopefully that's going to help women veterans find more information faster that they may need. And then one key addition that I'm really happy with is that VA does have a whole database about health research related to women veterans, and we've included that link from this healthcare page. So it says health studies and reports as the subheading there. If you go down 3 links or so, you can see VA Women's Health Research Database. That database has information specific to reports about health research for women vets. It's got some really interesting, up-to-date information that can be useful if you are looking for specific symptoms related to type and era of service, and that can give you some really good information. Okay, so from here I'm going to walk us through some more of the web pages and actually use the web page itself. So hopefully you can all see this. So under advocacy and assistance, we've added some information on that page as well. What we'd like to do is provide women veterans with as much information, but also solid referrals to different programs that we can. Any of you that want to reach out to us and work through an issue you're experiencing, whether it's housing, whether it's healthcare issues, we're happy to help, and we can always provide good referrals throughout the community here in California. And so we want to be a consistent advocate and assistant to women in our community. And so through that, we will probably add a couple sections to this web page in the future. Right now, we've really been focused on housing for women veterans and military sexual assault. And so that's what we've created for this advocacy and assistance page so far. So going into housing, if you just click on the housing button right here, we have a whole page about housing. This mostly includes resources, looking for housing resources for women veterans. It has some national links too, like National Coalition for Homeless Veterans that are good. The USDVA Homeless Program for Women Veterans talks a lot about what homeless programs are available to women veterans. And then we have a lot of research too. There's been some great research done here in California and nationally that gives some good information about women veterans and their housing needs, or what's out there, what still needs to be done. And so this is a good resources page, and we'll continue to update this content as we go. Also under advocacy and assistance, you can find more information about military sexual assault. There's a pamphlet that we worked with the County Veteran Service Officers that's been created. This pamphlet is available for download. It has great resources on it, has a lot of links, a lot of good information about for survivors of military sexual assault. There's also some great links here too from different nonprofits and non-governmental organizations, as well as some national organizations. And of course, we have our training, the 3-hour webinar we produced about military sexual assault in partnership with Swords to Plowshares. This is a great training piece if anybody's looking for it or wants some information about areas of military sexual assault, whether it's the reporting process, the claims adjudication process, or presenting symptoms from post-traumatic stress related to MST. And then down here, we also have information about current legislation that is impacting women veterans and a little bit of information from the testimony we gave back in October 2013. And so we'll update this as we go too. If you're interested in legislation that's happening right now that affects women veterans, this page has quite a bit of it. There's a few bills out there right now that might be of interest to you. So as you can see, I'm scrolling through those bills, but that's a good PDF to download. So going back to our pages, hitting up Around California. Around California is a new section that we created as well. Our interest here is to show what's going on here in the state. So we have events. So this events section does two things. It has a link to our calendar. I'll find this in a minute. If you want someone from our department or someone from the division to present or speak, talk about women veterans issues, give a presentation or training, we're happy to do that, and we want to be available to all of you. So here we ask that you submit a form, give us a little bit of detail about when and where, and this will help us to stay in contact with you and hopefully make it to your event. And So we also have, obviously, information about our statewide monthly webinars, where you can see our archived and past webinars, as well as the link to how to get on via webinar or to call in to the number. And then we also have Submit Your Story. So if you have a really great story to share about your military service, about what you've been doing since you served in the military after getting out, we would love to hear it, and we'd love to share that. We'd really like to share your story or any story you have of interest about your military service on our Facebook page. We may try and share it on our website too, but we know based on all of the activity we get from our Facebook page that we as women veterans love to hear about other really great women who have done amazing things. And so we want to continue that storytelling. We want to continue capturing those amazing experiences, especially from women veterans who haven't shared their stories before or who are passing on to the next life in the near future. So if you have a woman veteran or you are a woman veteran who wants to share her experience or story, we'd love to hear it, and we really encourage you to submit something to us, and we'll make sure to contact you about it, do a couple questions, and get some information from you, and then put something on our website about it. So around California, this will be fun because this is really including things that are going on real time here in the state for women vets. Another section we've created is employment and entrepreneurship. There are so many women veterans starting their own businesses or interested in doing so. There's some great information out there. So we wanted to provide as much as we could about some job search and employment assistance and about starting your own business. So from here you can see we've got some links for job searches. We've also got training opportunities and entrepreneurship and a lot about self-employment opportunities, including our Calvet DVBE program. So take a look at that when you get time. If you have more links that need to go on there or you have suggestions for more content, we'd love to hear it. Next, we have a resources page. This hasn't changed too much. This is really, we've updated a little bit of our resources. We had this previously, but wanted to provide you with some better resources than what we had before. And really, the biggest addition to this is the women veterans organizations that exist out there nationally and here in California. So we've included as many women's organizations that we could find and that we know of that are here in California, like I said, nationally, or locally. So if you have any other suggestions for this, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to get as many organizations on the website as possible so that women can visit that and link up with different women in their area. And there are some really great ones, too. Women doing good stuff. And then we also have a link down here to our Calvet Minority Veterans page and underserved communities. This is a picture of their really great updated website, too. So if you're a woman veteran and also consider yourself a minority, if you're an ethnic minority, if you're an LGBT veteran, then you can find great resources here for you as well. And then going back to, let's see, we talked about our women's health page. So going back to the home page, for the most part, that's the update we have for our new web page content. We're always looking for more suggestions. We're always looking for stories about women veterans, and then any events that you'd like us to know about, we can share that with others and put that out to our listserv and share that on Facebook, etc. And then we can also attend any event or present or provide training if you need it. So that's just a little bit about what we've been up to in terms of updating our web pages, and we hope that you can find the content useful. And then we always welcome any feedback on that. So moving on to the second part of the information we're going to provide today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our activities over this last year, for mostly in 2015. I just returned from a conference in Los Angeles, the National Sexual Assault Conference. We did a little bit of training on MST education with Swords to Plowshares there. And then we've provided a few other bits of training around military sexual assault and MST. And that's really been our focus for this year, is providing as many folks as much training as possible about what military sexual assault is, how it affects women veterans, how it affects veterans, and what's being done in active duty military and veteran communities to help survivors and address needs for change. And so we've also been working with different women who have needed support with their compensation and pension claims. And so if you have a claims question or you are looking for more information about submitting a claim, you're welcome to contact our office, and we can connect you directly with our folks who work claims and do a great job down in the 3 regional offices, LA, Oakland, and San Diego, and we can get you some direct connections and some real-time information regarding that. For housing, the biggest project we've been working on is the Veterans Housing and Homelessness Prevention Act. That was passed into law last year and has allowed about $600 million of money from Calvet, specifically from our Farm and Home Loan Program, to be used for development of veterans housing throughout California. And so we just released the first award about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, and that was about $62 million that went out to approximately 14 projects. That money, and I have a slide on that actually. Let's see. So that money will be going to develop transitional housing and permanent supportive housing, a little bit of low-income housing for veterans, and so that includes women veterans as well. And my goal is to make sure that in the future we see more housing specifically for women veterans here in California. So we've been working with different organizations to get best practices, to get as much information as possible out to the Housing and Community Development Agency and out to potential developers so they understand how to serve the needs of women in housing. A couple other areas we're working on, we're also providing a lot of referrals and support to women who are having housing issues by connecting them with resources throughout California and U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs programs. For healthcare, we've been working with the Northern California VA healthcare system. They're conducting a survey of a needs assessment survey for women veterans in rural areas, learning how that U.S. DVA system can better serve the needs of women in rural areas. And so we've been working with them on editing their surveys and helping with that and getting the word out about some of the outreach activities they've been doing here in Northern California. And so by the fall, we hope to see, hopefully in the next couple months, we hope to see some really good recommendations come out of that project so that Northern California VA healthcare system can improve healthcare for women veterans. And now just recently, we've really started to figure out how we can help women with mental health care access. Women veterans, we do have different mental health care needs, a little bit different than men and perhaps different degrees of mental health care need, but we don't necessarily have the access to quality mental health care or the ability, because of our busy lives and schedules, to make our mental health treatment a priority. And so we're looking at different ways people are meeting that need, whether it's through retreats and workshops and cohorts of women getting together and kind of providing peer support to one another, or if it's through programs that are supported by state funds to do that. So we're going to continue to look at this issue and see how we can help inform the conversation and help women veterans with mental health care access. So some upcoming events that we have for the year. In mid-November, we are looking to do another dress code event, similar to what we did at our women's conference last year. The dress code is a project that takes almost like new business clothing for women veterans, and makes it available free of charge to women veterans at different events. At our conference last year, we had some excellent, an incredible dress code closet, a ton of clothes available to women veterans, everything from really nice business suits to purses and handbags and belts. We had some folks to provide makeover services and hair services. We had an absolutely great event, and so we want to replicate that event again in San Diego in mid-November. So right now we have a lot of interest from the San Diego community to do this. We've got some great partners in this project. We'll just be one of the organizations working on this, not necessarily the lead organization working on this. But we're really excited to see dress code happen in San Diego. So if you're in the San Diego area, or if you're close enough to travel to it, look for more information from us about that event in mid-November. This will be a day-long retreat, basically, to get essentially employment and job search right now. And then we're looking forward here in Sacramento to working with the Women Veterans Alliance to participate and organize the Women Veterans Conference. That's happening 15 through 17 April in 2016. So we're several months out from that. And that'll be happening over at McClellan Park here in Sacramento. And so the Women Veterans Alliance, which is Melissa Washington's group, is taking the lead on this conference and putting it on, but we're happy to help with that. And then to provide a few other updates, specifically from our department, outside of just Women Veterans Division. One is an update from our Farm and Home Loan Program. So Calvet does have its own home loan program for qualified veterans. And right now the market rates are at 3.9% interest rate. The amount of loans that we've done over the last year has, I think it's close to doubled from previous years, because the housing market is recovering and more veterans are qualifying for home loans, and because we're able to, because of some changes in the law, give veterans home loans that we weren't able to do before. So if you're looking for a home loan, this is a really, really good program. You can visit our website, calvet.ca.gov, to look at more information about that to see if you qualify. And then for Minority Veterans Affairs, my counterpart, Mirtha Villarreal-Younger, is covering issues for minority and underrepresented veterans. So the El Soldado Project, which is a memorial to the Mexican-American Veterans Memorial, kind of a memorial to veterans of Hispanic heritage who have served here in California. They're having an event celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month kickoff September 15th, so that's coming up really soon. That's happening here in Capitol Park at the El Soldado Memorial, and it's open to the public. And that memorial is going through a beautification process, and that's one of Deputy Secretary Villarreal's major projects right now. Additionally, she'll be hosting the Post-LGBT Veterans Forum informational session happening here in Sacramento on September 30th. About a year ago, she brought a whole group of people together to discuss issues for LGBT veterans and to flesh out where we could learn more about the needs of veterans that deserve benefits but haven't necessarily received them in the past. And so that produced a couple white papers, and so at this forum they'll discuss the white papers, they'll discuss some of the best practices, and bring a couple panels together to talk about next steps going forward to better serve the LGBT veteran community. That's also open to the public, and information is available on the homepage of our website for that. So these are the major updates I have from the department. I'm going to go ahead and look at our chat window. I know we've had some questions and suggestions. I want to make sure to answer those. And then I'm going to open it up to questions from our listeners as well. So if you have any questions you'd like to throw out right now or suggestions, then we could go ahead and open this up to a dialogue and discussion with all of you. Okay. So scholarships for master's and PhD programs is one question that we have. No, we don't have any scholarships for master's and PhD programs that I'm aware of. Not here from our department or from USDVA. However, there could be something specific to your school or from Department of Education that may be worth looking at, but nothing that I can specifically point you to. Let's see. Okay, so then it looks like we've got some other people asking specific questions. Those look like personal questions, so we can get to that information after our call. Okay. It looks like we're having a few issues with the, looks like people are having issues with the audio. Okay. And so EDD, yes, we'll add a link to EDD as well for the job search and employment. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Okay. Okay, so do we have any questions from our callers right now? Any questions we can answer about the department or about what we're doing for women vets? We got quite a few people on the call. No questions. That's no problem.
Hi, Lindsay. It's Dottie.
Hi, Dottie. How are you?
Tired. I just got back from Burning Man.
That's great. Any questions for us, Dottie? Or any information you want to share that's not about Burning Man?
One of the things I'd actually like to see is maybe explanations of what each thing. Cause I know at the vet center we get a lot of calls, but people don't know exactly what we do. But a lot of calls are directed to us that should be going to different departments. And maybe just like a short explainer, like what each agency does, so that they don't have to make another phone call and get rerouted to someone else.
Okay, so you'd like to see us provide information about what each agency does.
Yeah, because
so that veterans can understand better where they need to go for services.
Yeah, because a lot of times we get a phone calls from people who think that we are part of the regional office.
Okay. Good. Okay, great. So we need to do some explanations for that. Okay, we can do that. So we do have a service provider database that if you go to our homepage, you can do a couple things. You can either find a service provider from the homepage, or you can create a My CalVet profile. And you can do this as a veteran, as a family member of a veteran, or as a service provider or advocate. And that should push some information to you, as well as allow you to search that service provider database. What we'd like to do is update and refresh the service provider database, maybe add some new fields and provide better information. So Dottie, I'll incorporate that your suggestion into that update as well, that we would give a little more information about that from there.
Hi, Lindsay. I have a question.
Sure.
My name is LaTalia. I am in Southern California. I'd like to know if the website will have information about troops to teachers, more specifically for women veterans. It seems to be a little muddled.
Okay. We can definitely try and add that as a link to our website. That's a great suggestion. Under the employment section, I'd love to add that. But it sounds like you're also needing more clarification about the program?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll look into it.
Well, one of the concerns is that, there's not funding for veterans that have already used their GI Bill or some type of reimbursement. So how does that really work for veterans?
Okay.
Have you gone to the Proud to Serve Again website, which is the Troops to Teachers website?
I periodically check it. To be honest, I haven't checked in the last month, but I try to check as often as I can.
Sure.
And you didn't find the information you were looking for?
No, I didn't. I was told by the director to periodically check it for funding if it should become available.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
So you haven't seen any. Okay. So you're
Thank
looking
you.
for more funding opportunities or more scholarship opportunities for your education?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Have you looked into, if you have a service-connected disability, you can also look into the VOC rehab program with U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs if you haven't done that already.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay. And then we'll try and add a link from our website, too.
Okay.
Great discussion. Thank you. Okay. So I'll just put a question out there. For all of you that have just seen the webpage updates that we provided, do you have any suggestions for other additions that we need to put up there? Any other pages or links? I know that we've definitely heard from some of you more explanation, Troops to Teachers, EDD, Proud to Serve Again. That's a great resource, too, for the Troops to Teachers link. We can do that. Okay.
And I may have missed it. I put on there about the VA e-benefits website because,
right.
You know, I know that the troops getting out in the last couple of years have all been directed to log in before their transition. But so any of our veterans who got out before that are not aware that the e-benefits website is where they're going to be able to access their benefits, find the most current information. Also, there's a resource for the National Resource Directory on the e-benefits. There's also the Veterans Employment Center and all of that on there. And but in your showing, I did not see the link to that. So.
Okay. Yeah, we have some. I know we've got a few federal links on there, like Department of Labor, Veterans, but I will go back and we'll make sure these are on here too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Super. So yes, we did get a question also regarding whether or not we're having a conference this year or 2016. So we won't be putting on a Women Vest conference in 2015 or 2016, but we do want to revisit the possibility of a conference in 2017. So we will let you know more information to come. But if you do want to attend a conference coming up here that will have a lot of the kind of similar content to what we've had, but we'll hopefully have some really, really great features that are really unique, then consider coming to the April conference up here in Sacramento, the UNConference, hosted by the Women Veterans Alliance. That's a good opportunity. Okay. Any other questions, folks? Has anybody visited our website, and do you have any questions about the larger website or about what we're putting out? You know, we're trying to get out press releases and share information with you as much as possible as a whole department. Hopefully you've had a chance to build a profile on My Calvet and just take a look at our website overall.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, it's Victoria Sanders. I was curious as to why there will be no conference this year.
Sure.
Coming
so,
year.
Victoria, we decided to take a step back for a year or two and look at how we can do a couple things. We'd like to find out how we can improve the conference in future years. And that includes building more attendance at the conference every year and figuring out how we can get more people to participate in volunteering and helping with the conference and financially supporting the conference. So what you all may not be aware of is I absolutely love putting on these conferences. I think the women that attend love going to the conferences. They're just a fabulous opportunity for us to get together and spend time together and learn about different issues and network. But it takes a lot of work from our end and from our volunteers to put it on, and it also takes a lot of privately raised money to do it. So we do have, financial support, fundraisers that help to do this because we don't expend any state dollars to do it, but it requires quite a bit of work. And so we wanted to find a way to improve what we're delivering to all of you, to get more people to attend, and then to change our workload a little bit on that because it was taking up a lot of our time to put on such a great conference, but we're only seeing about 250 to 300 women attend per conference, and there's almost 180,000 of us here in the state. So we really need to find a way to deliver a better conference to more people. So we're working on different ways to do that, looking at, does that mean we do an all-veterans conference and have a lot of tracks for just women veterans so we get more people to attend? Do we do it every other year so that we can kind of build up more support and momentum for it? So we're playing around with those ideas about how to deliver a better conference to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Sure.
My name is Dawn Meadows. I'm calling from San Diego. I was just hoping I could get a copy of the presentation you just put out. I joined a little late, and I'm not sure what I missed.
No problem at all, Dawn. We can email you a copy. Also, we'll have this archived. We do record these, so it'll be available on our website probably today or tomorrow.
Very well. Thank you.
And then if you have any other questions outside of the webinar, if you need to contact us personally, right now on the screen I'm sharing our contact information for our general email as well as my email and our phone number. So that's womenveterans@calvet.ca.gov. My email is Lindsay, lindsey.sin, S-I-N, @calvet.ca.gov. And then our phone number is 916-653-1402. All right. Any other questions that I can help answer today? Any other things you want to see here in California that we can really think about providing to you?
No, I'm okay. Appreciate the opportunity.
Good. Well, I appreciate you all coming in and participating in this call, and your feedback and how we're doing and what we can do for you is really key. So we just appreciate that you're participating. It's great to see everyone here on this call today. And so we will be doing our next statewide call on October 5th, Monday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. as well. We have some ideas for topics, but if you have suggestions about something you want to learn about or hear, then we're all ears. So please contact us if you have other ideas about future calls. And if we don't have any more questions or comments, then I'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up just to keep everybody's time short. I know you all have a busy day coming back from the 3-day weekend. You probably have a lot of catch up to do. All right,
In the future, can you email the webinar information ahead of time, at least 24 hours prior to the start of it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just make sure you're on our roster so that you receive our emails as well. And then you can access all that information from our homepage from Women Veterans roster. All right, so thanks everyone for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great week back to work or back to school or whatever it is you're doing. And we will see you again October 5th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the next call.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you. Take care.